Here, we want to estimate the definite integral going from 2 to 5 of 1 over natural log of x dx with n equal to 3. That means with 3 subdivision. And we want the left-hand sum and then the right-hand sum. So what we want in here is left-hand sum of 3 and the right-hand sum of 3. This is the same thing as saying we want left of a 3 and then we want right of a 3. Notice this integral cannot be solved using integration by substitution or integration by parts or table of integration or partial fraction or trig substitution. Cannot solve this by a previous method that we know. So the best way to solve this integral is to estimate it. So first, to estimate that, we need delta x. Delta x is just equal to b minus a over n. B and a is the endpoint of the interval, and these are found from the limit of integration in here. So a going to be equal to 2, and then b going to be equal to 5. Therefore, delta x going to be equal to 5 minus 2 over n, which is 3 in this case. So that's going to be 3 over 3, which is going to be equal to 1. So delta x is going to be equal to 1. Now, let's start by the left-hand sum. So notice the left-hand sum, what we are going to do is we're going to start from the left point, which is 2 in this case, and then we're going to move to 5. So first we're going to have f of 2 and then multiply by delta x, and then we're going to move the next point by delta x, that is by 1. So we're going to have f of 3 multiplied by delta x, and then we're going to move the next point, which is f of 4 multiplied by delta x. Notice here we have 3 terms in here because the sub-intervals is equal to 3. Also notice that our function here, f of x, is going to be equal to 1 over natural log of x. So for example, if we want f of 2, that's going to be equal to 1 over natural log of 2. So now let's compute the left-hand sum. This is going to be equal to f of 2, which is 1 over natural log of 2, multiplied by delta x, which is 1, and then plus f of 3, which is 1 over natural log of 3, multiplied by 1, and then plus 1 over natural log of 4, multiplied by 1. It's going to be equal to 1 over natural log of 2, then plus 1 over natural log of 3, and then plus 1 over natural log of 4. This is going to be equal to 3.074. Now let's move to the right-hand sum of 3. So here what we are going to do, we're going to start from the right point, which is 5, and then we're going to move to 3. So we have f of 5, and then delta x is going to be the same, since the number of sub-interval is the same, which is equal to 3. And then we're going to move to the next point, which is f of 4. Since in the right-hand sum, we're going to move from the right and then to the left. Multiply by delta x, and then plus the next point, which is f of 3 multiplied by delta x. Notice in here we have 3 terms in here. This is the same thing as sub-intervals equal to 3. So this is going to be equal to 1 over natural log of 5 multiplied by 1 plus 1 over natural log of 4 multiplied by 1, and then plus 1 over natural log of 3 multiplied by 1. This is going to be equal to 2.2529. Notice that the left-hand sum is greater than the right-hand sum. Therefore, the left-hand sum is overestimation, and then the right-hand sum is underestimation. And the integral going from 2 to 5 of 1 over natural log of x dx gonna be between these two. So between the left-hand sum, which is gonna be 3.074, and between the right-hand sum, which is 2.2529.